What up, fellow nerds, and welcome to Not Your Status Quo. I'm Doug, and today we're going to be doing our most anticipated shows and movies of 2021.
And I'm Keith. Remember to like, subscribe, and do all of the YouTube things if you like our content.
Hi, all. I am Dave, and we can just hope and pray that 2021 will be better than 2020, especially if Nickelback does not spread any further.
And we'll be counting down our top 10 most anticipated of 2021. And we're going to kick it off with number 10, ShangChi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. As soon as I heard that the real Mandarin was going to be a part of this, I got pretty excited for it. Because after Iron Man 3, the whole Mandarin thing has left a very bad taste in my mouth. And I've been looking forward to this huge Marvel villain showing up in the MCU. So we're finally getting that. And also, who doesn't love a good Kung Fu action movie? I mean, this is probably going to be an extremely entertaining take on Shang-Chi. I'm looking forward to it.
I believe I also read that an actress by the name of Awkwafina is going to be in it, and I've seen her in a couple of other movies and shows, and she's always pretty funny. So I guess I will say that I'm kind of looking forward to that. The one thing that I'm a little hesitant about is I actually really liked Ben Kingsley's performance as the fake Mandarin. I was disappointed that he did turn out to be a fake Mandarin, like you said, Keith, but I was so enamored by his performance up until the revelation and that twist came out that it's going to be difficult for me to see another Mandarin. So I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on this one.
I thought they did a little retcon on that with Ben Kingsley and with Hail to the King, the short that's on, I believe it's the Thor Dark World DVD or Blu-ray. And to tell you the truth, I'm a little excited about seeing the real Mandarin. Too bad they couldn't do it with Tony Stark, but the rest of it, like Keith said, is going to be, Kung Fu. Everybody's going to be Kung Fu fighting, so I can't wait.
Number 9, The Boys Season 3. I mean, after how amazing Season 2 was, we're just happy that they're kicking off production in early 2021, and we should be getting The Boys Season 3 sometime later in 2021. I mean, we do have a few things. Huey is now working for Head Exploder, Explosivo, and the boys have kind of taken their thing, thinking everything is good. We have, so much going on within the 7, they're kind of all back together, but there's still some animosity. We have Homelander's sort of continuing bout of craziness. I mean, I don't even really know what to say, but he keeps sinking lower and lower into this. And it's going to be interesting to see how they handle it and see when he finally does snap and completely loses it.
I think I'm most curious where they're going to take the Senator Newman story. That final twist that they left us with, that she was the one with the explodey head powers. I definitely didn't see that coming once I saw the recap of all the times that, they're trying to say where they had set it up to show that she was the one doing it. I was like, okay, yeah, I guess I could see that. But yeah, I'm curious where they're going to take that, especially now that Huey is working for her. I'm definitely looking forward to it, and I do hope that we get the season this year. I hope that production doesn't take too long.
I can't wait to see what happened to Black Noir. I mean, is that almond joy addiction to his, or the opposite of the addiction, I guess, is allergy? Is that going to keep him out forever? Who knows? I can't wait. The first 2 seasons were so incredible. I can't wait to see where Homelander's going. Anthony Starr is playing such a terrific role, and he's doing all the ups and downs of that emotions of Homelander. It's a gem.
Number 8 is Ghostbusters Afterlife. Once this was announced, we were all kind of wondering, what this was going to look like, and it's kind of, after we got that first trailer, I think it really got us all a little more hyped for this, because it does look like it's going to be pretty well done. We got Paul Rudd, Finn Wolfhard, it's the kids of, one of the original Ghostbusters, and they got the, Ecto-1, and they're doing, it's going to be pretty interesting. So I'm looking forward. This was supposed to come out last year, but because of the Nickelback tour, it got pushed to 2021. So we're looking forward to it. It should be out this July, and can't wait to see it in the theater.
So we're all on the same page that Finn Wolfhard is clearly some sort of patron saint of the 80s, right? We've got him in Stranger Things. He is, bringing the Ghostbusters back, and he was also in both of the It reboots, which were set in the 80s. All three of these items are going to have more 80s references than all of Wonder Woman 84. So I think I'm really looking forward to this as a huge Ghostbusters fan. um I'm noticing a lot of hints of fan service, so I'm hoping that this isn't overboard and that it's not filled with a whole bunch of just fan service nods, like a little, hey, you remember this? That was cool. You remember that from Ghostbusters? I'm hoping that it's not that, and I'm hoping this is actually a good, legitimate story. So that way we can, get a resurgence of Ghostbusters. If we end up getting another animated series out of this, or if we get another sequel or something, if this ends up bringing about, a resurgence of Ghostbusters, I'm all for that because I was a huge fan as a kid and I still love it to this day.
Number 7 is The Falcon and the Winter Soldier coming to Disney Plus this March. I'm pretty excited for this. We get a lot. We get hopefully the passing of the shield to, Anthony Mackie's Falcon. We get the Winter Soldier. We get Baron Zemo coming back. So is he going to be putting together his Thunderbolts team? We have rumors that Songbird is going to be in it. So much could possibly go on with this, and it could set up so many things down the future in the MCU, maybe after some of this multiverse stuff, that I can't wait. I'm just looking forward. I'm hoping that we get to see Sam Wilson as Captain America in that uniform flying around with the shield at some point in this season. I think that would be tremendous.
And I saw some different looks at Sebastian Stan as the Winter Soldier in that show. So it looks like he's had a more interesting role than I even thought he was going to have. I know they got someone else. I won't say who. That may also or may not be Captain America. We'll have to see what kind of power struggle there is involved with that. But yeah, it's going to be. I saw Baron Zemo with a purple hat on, with kind of reminiscent of the comics, but not really. Obviously, it's a different version. They're going to make it a more, palatable on television. But the fact that they're going that far with the headgear, I think it's going to be fantastic.
I think the one thing that I am going to be the most thrilled about is being able to see Georges St. Pierre come back as Batroc the Leaper, because he's seriously my most favorite villain to go up against. Unfortunately, we won't be able to see him go up against Captain America again, but he was underutilized in previous movies, and I'd really love to see him come back. So I can't wait to see him on the set of this show.
And number 6 is Spider-Man 3, possibly called Homeworlds. We don't know yet, but all of the rumors swirling about this movie are just amazing. We've heard Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are coming back, Emma Stone, Kirsten Dunst. We know for a fact that Alfred Molina is coming back as Doc Ock, which Spider-Man 2 is probably my favorite Spider-Man film of all time. It was just so well done. There's rumors we're going to get the Green Goblin, maybe both Green Goblins from the movies. So much going on and so much possibilities that I cannot wait to see our first footage of this, which we were promised early in 2021 we'd be seeing something. So hopefully we get that soon. But just on the rumor alone, this is just generating so much hype. It's going to be interesting to see how this all pans out.
Obviously, with all the different characters that they have said are going to be in it, Into the Spider-Verse, I wonder if that played any role at all in trying to come up with a script for this movie. I am one of the people who doesn't like multiverses. I'll be interested to see what they do with all the different Spider-Men in this movie and see how they handle it. See if it plays into WandaVision, see if it plays into Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. That's what I'm interested for, and see if he gets his cover back after being exposed.
I am always looking forward to these Spider-Man movies. The fact that Sony is somehow accidentally attached to it doesn't seem to affect it in any way. The fact that this is neatly set within the world of the MCU, because this is, in fact, an MCU movie, but yet it's still kind of its own separate thing. It's like if you ever saw Homecoming, Spider-Man Homecoming, it was almost like a teen comedy featuring Spider-Man. And then when we saw them kind of continue that trend with Far From Home, where you've got, a teen road trip movie, also Spider-Man and Mysterio were side characters in that little adventure. They know how to make a fun movie, and I believe they've really captured the essence of Spider-Man. And now that we're getting this, kind of weird, fanciful multiverse, nonsense happening, and the fact that we might be getting all of these characters from previous, terrible Spider-Man movies, hanging out in there, I'm kind of looking forward to it. I think either way, whether it's going to continue to be a good movie or whether it's going to, just be laughably bad, I think I'm going to have fun with it either way.
And number 5 is Black Widow. This was supposed to come out last year. Unfortunately, the Nickelback 2020 tour kind of put a kibosh on a lot of things, and this is one of them. So, the hype was pretty there. We've already gotten a couple trailers for this. It looks amazing. I'm looking to see how it kind of plays into the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We've talked so much about all the multiverse that's going to be going on between Spider-Man 3, WandaVision, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. It's going to be nice to have this sort of grounded side to the MCU also. And we know that, unfortunately, Natasha Romanoff passed away in Avengers Endgame. So it'll be interesting to see what happened between Captain America Civil War and Avengers Infinity War and what all took place and, what we're going to see with the new Black Widow and all the stuff. So this is definitely going to be a pretty eventful movie.
Whoa, Keith, spoilers. She dies? Come on, man. No. I was definitely all aboard the hype train at first. But I think time has kind of, made me get off at one of the stops or something. I know that I'm going to be entertained going to see this movie. I know that at the very least. I'm usually entertained by most MCU movies. I can't imagine that I've really seen, a bad one, at least not one that really comes to mind. They all have good elements, but I'm not as overly excited about this as I think I was when we first did our trailer review, which if you haven't watched that or, any of our Theory Paloozas going over it, you should definitely check them out by clicking some little doodly-doo up here.
I think Black Widow is probably the most anticipated for me personally because I think ScarJo does a great job as Black Widow, and just see one more installment with her in it, it's a nice send-off. I mean, if she's going to have to die in a movie that every freaking cast member's in, it's not really like giving her moment. So this movie will be her moment. It'll be interesting to see what got her to where she is. I can't wait.
Number 4 is the Book of Boba Fett. We got a little stinger for this at the end of The Mandalorian Season 2, setting up Boba Fett as the head of Jabba's crime syndicate. So it's going to be pretty interesting which way they go with this. And, I've been wanting to see the underbelly of the Star Wars universe, since we got Maul as the head of Crimson Dawn in Solo. And I was hoping Solo 2, if it would have done better, unfortunately. I still hope we get a sequel to Solo, make Solo 2 happen, hashtag. See that underbelly in the crime syndicate, because that's always been very interesting. They've always had elements of all of these different gangs and the whole crime syndicate as a whole, but we never delve too much into it. And I'm hoping Boba Fett, or the Book of Boba Fett, takes care of that for us.
The Book of Boba Fett, I don't know, man. You think back at all the shows that Dave Filoni has done. I just refer to the Star Wars ones, the Clone Wars, Rebels, and The Mandalorian. And each one of them, the shows had an ending that brought tears to your eyes if you're a real Star Wars fan. Each one of those shows. So I don't know how this one can go wrong. It's a limited series. I don't know what limited means. I don't know how many, 4 to 6 episodes. But I don't know if this show's going to focus on how, Boba Fett got pooped out the other side of Tatooine, or if they're going to have flashbacks, or if they're going to just move forward from this point on. I can't see them doing all flashback because Fennec's on the show, and who wouldn't want to see Fennec in all her glory doing her thing? So, like I said, Filoni has not gone wrong, and him and Favreau are just fantastic together. It's going to be a great show.
It does make me wonder what all of the casual fans are going to, start referring to this as they tell their friends, yeah, I'm watching the other Boba Fett show. Yeah, it's less shiny Boba Fett. Uh, but they kind of hinted at when some Twitter posts and elsewhere on the internet. We'll have to, see if we can dig it up. But they've kind of hinted that there's going to be a major crossover between a lot of these shows with the Mandalorian, the Book of Boba Fett, and I believe some of the other, possibly Ahsoka. But yeah, so, supposedly there's supposed to be a big crossover event. So I wonder how they're going to weave this in. If maybe Din Djarin is going to have a bounty against this new crime lord or something. I am curious, and I'd love to hear what you guys think in the comments.
And number 3 is the Suicide Squad. This was my personal number 1. I'm really excited to see it. I think James Gunn can really do almost no wrong. I mean, he took the Guardians of the Galaxy and made that incredible. Guardians Volume 2 was also so well done, and he likes to take, one of the things when James Gunn was kind of booted off Volume 3 for a little bit before he was brought back. When he went to DC and Warner Brothers, they said, you can handle any DC property you wanted. They offered him Superman, Batman, anything you wanted. He said, I want to do the Suicide Squad. He had an idea, and it looks like the villain is going to be Starro from some of the sort of Easter eggs from that trailer. And I just cannot wait to see all of these different characters, all of the kind of C-list, D-list characters that are kind of goofy, Polka Dot Man and all this going on, how they're going to interact and how he's going to bring it all together. I think it is just going to be absolutely phenomenal, and I cannot wait until August to see it.
So, understanding what you said there, Keith, is there going to be a lot of pizza on the show? You said Sabaro was going to be the villain, right? Nah, just kidding. Anything from James Gunn, I mean, I have loved everything I've seen him do. I have a lot of faith in him, especially with the cast of thousands, and the fact that he came to them and wanted to do the Suicide Squad meant he had an idea for a large cast, and he can always reel it in. So that's going to be pretty incredible.
Considering this short little teaser that we got was one of the very few highlights of the shit show that was the DC Fandom, or whatever the hell that was that we had that we spent way too long of a video going over. This does look like a lot of fun. I'm like a lot of other DC films, I am hesitant, I guess. They don't have the best track record. They've got a couple of wins here and there. I think they've accidentally done a couple of good ones with the first Wonder Woman. But I won't be getting into that. And with Shazam. But I think one of my favorite parts is the fact that they are going to introduce us finally to a live action arm fall off boy, or as they're calling him, TDK, which I believe they said stands for the detachable kid. I am definitely looking forward to that. It sounds like the most goofy nonsense fun, and I'm here for it.
Number 2 is Loki. Now, this was one of those series, when I heard it was announced, I was like, okay, that could be interesting. Tom Hiddleston is pretty incredible as Loki. But, I mean, what are they really going to do? And then we got that trailer drop during the, Investors Disney Day. And I was just like blown away. I cannot wait to see this now. It looks incredible. We're probably going to get our first look at Jonathan Majors as Kang. And just with the time variance authority and all that's going on, I think this is going to be one of those things where, once again, kind of ties into the multiverse side of the MCU going forward. And we're going to get a lot of pieces thrown here and there. And I think it's going to set up not only, Kang as a future villain in this, but I think overall it's going to set up Secret Wars at the end of the whole multiverse. And that's how they're going to bring it back down from the multiverse. We're going to get a Secret Wars where it's just going to be bonkers. We're going to see, all these different sort of Captain Americas. It's almost like Avengers Forever, where you get, all these different Captain Americas, all these different Spider-Men, and they're all fighting to kind of save the entire multiverse together. So I cannot wait for Loki. Can't come soon enough.
I low-key can't wait for Loki. Ha! You like what I did there?
I'm gonna burn this place to the ground.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. I was wondering where it would go when I first heard about it, but then when at the end of Endgame, when he disappeared, people are probably well, I don't know if they will or not, but I seem like to think that they will expect to see the Loki that made up with Thor, and then they were good buddies, but this is not that Loki. So I wonder if he's going to go through the same kind of progressions or the same learning experiences. Probably not the same, but he might get back to the same place with Thor that he needs to, or he doesn't. But I can't wait to see it.
I don't have much to add to what you guys said. I am really looking forward to this as well. I'm super excited. Any sort of, fun romp through time and space with Loki, I'll totally sit there for that. That's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun. One thing that I will mention, and this is a bit of a deep cut, so I mean, if you're not here for the nerdy stuff, then I don't know, maybe go watch something else. But one thing that I have been noticing a lot online is a lot of the typeface and font nerds going crazy over this logo that they have chosen for Loki. And this is all I have to say on the matter. I'm fine with it. I think it's cool because I think it ties into his character. If you don't know what Loki is like, if you don't know, what type of character he is, how he's constantly changing his looks and his form and he's pretending to be someone else. That's why the logo is full of all of these constant shifting letters, if you actually watch the full animated logo. So just a bit of an explainer on that. I'm not going to go any deeper than that. If you want to look into it yourself, you are free to. But font nerds, stop complaining. It's fine.
Now, before we get to number one on our list of most anticipated for 2021, we're each going to have an honorable mention, something that made our list that didn't make our overall list. And for me, that's going to be Peacemaker. That's coming to HBO Max sometime this year, written by James Gunn. It's a character that's going to be in his Suicide Squad movie. And I'm looking forward to how this handles, because Peacemaker, for those of you that don't know, his catchphrase is, he loves peace so much he'd kill for it. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all gets weaved into a show, and whether it's before the Suicide Squad or after, because we don't know. We've heard there are going to be a lot of deaths in the Suicide Squad. So if he doesn't make it out, this could be a prequel to all of that, and just so much going on. And once again, I always trust James Gunn to do a great job, and Peacemaker should be no exception.
My honorable mention is going to be the Eternals. And that's only because most of my stuff made the list. But the Eternals is going to set up the backstory for me for like Thanos and why he did what he did. So I'm interested to see if Thanos is going to be in the movie. I wonder what the Eternals were doing during Infinity War. That seems like something that they would be very concerned with. So I think that's due out in the later part of this year. But waiting for it with all this other stuff in front of it, I keep saying I can't wait, but it's true. I can't wait for this whole year to come up.
And finally, my honorable mention is going to be Morbius. This wasn't quite, up there enough to make the full list, but I am looking forward to it alone. Just for the Michael Keaton cameo, bringing back his Vulture character, I think that's going to be a lot of fun. It's almost like they're sort of setting up like a side mini universe outside of the MCU, that we've got this like Spider-Man universe that's kind of being created. I don't know if Morbius is going to be a good movie. It's hard to say. We've only had, a couple of looks at, some of the trailers, but I think it's going to be, at the very least, it might be fun. But then again, it's Sony, so who knows? It might ruin it.
Number one, WandaVision. This is coming out really soon to Disney Plus. We've gotten a couple trailers and some commercials, and everything looks really a bit zany, to say the least. I mean, we got all of these different sitcom eras that they're kind of hitting, and we know Wanda has either created this pocket universe as a defensive mechanism or at the behest of someone else, Mephisto. So, I mean, so much can go on, and I really think this is going to be the beginning of the whole multiverse. I think with her reality warping powers, something is going to happen that causes her to kind of break things. And we're going to see that play out in Spider-Man 3, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. And once again, you heard it here first, all of that leading up to a Secret Wars movie that is going to blow, everything out of the water about Infinity War and Endgame. They're just going to build upon all of this and make just this epic finale to the whole multiverse that we're all going to shell out thousands and thousands of dollars to see multiple times.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible. It's a week from Friday, I think. And it's going to be incredible. Everybody strap yourself down. This is the way you start phase 4. And like Keith said, this is just going to start an avalanche of multiverse. Well, that I don't particularly like, but maybe they'll do it the right way. I mean, it is Marvel. They generally do things in the right way. But yeah, this is number 2 on my personal list. I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait to see how they shift through the times and what everybody means going forward in the multiverse.
I am really looking forward to WandaVision as well. In sort of what's, I guess we could call it a bit of a dry spell, with there being so much shut down due to the Nickelback tour that's been ongoing. By the way, please be careful. You guys don't want to wind up with a bad case of backstage passes. You might end up giving it to your friends, so just stay safe out there. But yeah, there was a bit of a lapse in production and filming, so the fact that we were still able to get some good quality stuff made, I think that's what's making me look forward to this even more. I was already looking forward to WandaVision because I think it's going to be a blast. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. As Keith and Dave both mentioned, there's going to be a lot of shifting through different sort of TV genres and different sort of time spans, and where it's going to be setting up all these weird fun multiverse shenanigans, and apparently there's some sort of hidden twist going on in the background too. Plus, we're probably going to be introduced to a lot of other maybe minor MC Marvel characters or something. And yeah, I am totally all here for that. I can't wait for it to premiere. It's coming out relatively soon. So yeah, let us know what you guys think. What is your number one? What are you guys most looking forward to seeing? Let us know in the comments below. And we want to thank you guys for watching our video, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one.